What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful animated glowing button just like this using TailwindCSS. This is really good for call to actions, it's really good for nav bars, and it's really good anywhere you want to indicate to the user that this is an option that you really want them to take. In this case, this is trying a app that I'm building here to help you make thumbnails for free. So I'm going to show you guys how to make something that basically looks exactly like this. I mean, it's going to be a little bit different, but essentially I'm going to show you guys how to animate things in Tailwind and get them looking really nice and sexy. So to get started, first of all, this is where we are. We're in this little dark call to action component that I've made. And essentially it's just a full width background gray 800 container with a little bit of padding down at the bottom. It looks just like this. We have this reusable primary button component, which is what I'm going to essentially be building. And that's just right over here. But instead of diving into that code, I'm actually just going to walk you guys through it basically from scratch. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make the second div here with a little MT8 just to pump us down a little bit. And I'm going to add a little bit of starter text in this just so you guys can see what this might look like. Awesome. So this is us. This is where we are right now. This is ultimately where we want to be. So first thing you have to do is let's just give this a little bit of padding right off the bat. So I'm just going to go PX4 PY2. Actually, let's go PX5 PY3. I find with buttons it's almost always better to be on the safe side and make it a little bit bigger. Let's also add a little bit of a background color. In this case, background indigo 600, and let's make the text white. And let's see what this whole spiel looks like already. Okay, cool. So we actually have something that's reasonably close already. It looks like this button is actually a little bit wider, so looks like we turn this to a 6. And maybe we'll make this background just a little bit darker here to match this up. And I'll show you why this isn't actually the way the button works. It's a little bit different than this. But essentially we have something right now that's like a decent, I guess, a width. It's like a decent look. It's very similar to the ultimate button that we're going for. There's one more little element that we need to solve before we can start doing the hover effects and this little animated pulse thing that I have going on. And that's this SVG. So let's really quickly solve that as well. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this entire button a flex div. I'm going to add item center. That's just going to push everything into the middle vertically of the div. And then I'm going to add a space X. Let's do 2 for now. This is going to add a little bit of space between the various divs inside of this button. And speaking of divs, I'm going to wrap this text here in a span. And then I'm going to use this kind of flex effect to add an SVG, and then I'm going to style that SVG just using Tailwind. So in order to find our SVG, I just go over here, Heroicons. It's made by the makers of TailwindCSS. Just a fantastic place to get pretty much anything. And I don't even need to search anything up, actually, because my arrow that I want is right here, just arrow, narrow, right. I can copy the SVG just by clicking that button, and then it's literally as easy as just Command-V or Control-V to paste. Now I'm going to add a couple classes to this SVG, namely I'm going to make it big, or rather big enough that you can see, so width 4, H4. And I'm going to save that, and why don't we just take a look at what that looks like now. You can see this actually disappeared basically completely, and the reason for that is I don't know. So let's add a quick justify center here and see whether or not this ruined our beautiful button by any means. Hold on. I think if I were to take this SVG out, save this, scroll all the way down to the bottom, yeah, there we go. It's all the way over here because this is basically a full width div. So why don't I actually go text center, and let's also MX auto this just in case. That should pump that. Oops. Should pump that all the way to the middle. There we go. Okay. So let's paste that SVG back in. Awesome. I got that SVG. Now we're going to see that little arrow pop up. And actually, this is a little too wide, so why don't we change that PX6 to a PX5? That should line up a little better. I think that's a lot more organic. Perfect. And looks like we're basically good to go. Yeah, that's basically it when it comes to adding this button. I mean, the text style and all that stuff is pretty simple. I'm not using a font that's bold or anything like that. Although I could actually add font semi-bold, probably look a little bit better. So yeah, let's do that. Last thing I'm going to do is just add a quick rounded SM class to this to round the corners a little bit. Just takes off some of the harshness of that button. And let's add a little bit of shadow while we're doing this too. Screw it. Perfect. Now, the real question is, with all that said, how do I get this really cool, sexy kind of like ring that's animated and changing colors and stuff like that? And it's actually quite easy to do with Tailwind. I'll show you guys how. The real trick here is you want to use the parent container, this button here, and add a relative class to it. That just means that you can put an absolutely positioned div inside, and it'll be positioned relative to this div rather than any other div here. So speaking of which, we're going to add an absolutely positioned div here. We're going to say it's inset 0, it's width full, height full. Let's add an absolute class here too. And for now, why don't we go BG indigo 700. I don't think we're going to be able to see this anyway, in all honesty, so that doesn't really matter. But then let's also add a quick ring. Let's use some of Tailwind's ring utilities here to add a ring that's indigo 600. And let's say it's ring 2. And let me close that div and let's see what we end up getting. Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted a style that was really similar to this. Granted, I think I want the ring to be a little bit thicker in all honesty, because I think 2 is a little, it's not enough to get that really sexy kind of look. So why don't we pump that up to 4? And then while I'm at it, why don't I take that PX5 and go PX4 on the parent div. There you go. That looks really nice to me. Okay, now obviously the issue is we see this kind of like oscillation, and we haven't added that oscillation, and we also need to add a little bit of rounding on each of these because right now it's not rounded. So a really easy way to do that, one of the reasons I really like rings in general, because if you add a rounded class to the container, the ring will automatically kind of round to fit your rounding. So you don't need to like, add any extra border radius or anything like that. It's one of the reasons I really like Tailwind. Okay, so with that said now, what else do we need to do to make this work? Well, it's actually quite simple. Now that we have this absolutely positioned div under this relative class, or rather this relative button, this is actually positioned on top of that button, which is why we don't see that try for free text anymore. So we have to change what's called the Z index of that layer to make it so that our button text actually pops out on top. And it's really easy to do. All you have to do is just add a Z0 on whatever it is that you want to be behind. And I usually just use a Z10 on whatever I want to be in front. So in this case, I added a Z10 to the text. We see the text pop up. And all I need to do is just add a Z10 on the SVG as well. Perfect. So now we actually have that Z10. We can see the text is popping up. And now we have, this overlay here, which is basically what we want. Okay, so why don't I remove that BG indigo 700, see if that changes things. I don't think it will. Yeah, there you go. So that's not actually a necessary. I like to minimize and remove as much code that's not explicitly necessary. So it's always a good idea to go back and do a little bit of refactoring, since your ultimate Tailwind bundle size is based off of, I think it's called tree pruning or something like that, which is basically where it just goes in, sees unused classes, and then deletes all of those. Anyway, so we have something that looks like this. How do we get that cool kind of animation look? It's actually super easy. Since we have a div that's behind our other div, right? We have that ring that's kind of popping up. If you want to animate it, all you need to do is add 2 simple classes. Tailwind offers a way to pulse things, spin things, ping things, and bounce things. And in our case, we want it to pulse, which is basically just like the opacity changes on a linear level from 0 to 100 over time. All right, and this is ultimately what we end up with. We end up with this like nice kind of like opacity change that's very gradual, it's somewhat linear, and you can think of it like a periodic kind of like sine function, if you guys remember from school. The opacity is basically going up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's doing it pretty consistently. It's something that draws the eye quite a bit in my experience. Granted, we're still a little ways away from getting that nice sexy sheen that we have there, and that's because we should set the ring opacity to something a little bit lower. I think 60 would probably look good. Yeah, that looks a lot better to me. And I also want to change the background a little bit, like I mentioned at the very beginning, just because I think that there's a very subtle effect that a lot of new designers are doing. It has a name, but I'm not like a genius designer, so I don't like keep up with all these design trends. But essentially, instead of using a flat color for the background of a button or really any modal or any div, they use a very slight gradient that almost just barely tricks the eye into thinking that there's more going on than there actually is. What do I mean by this? Well, let me show you. In Tailwind, it's super easy to do. Instead of like a BG of indigo 700, for example, why don't I do a BG gradient? Let's do 2 right, then from indigo like 600 to indigo 700. That'll actually add a slight gradient on our button. And you can see that gradient pop up here. In this case, it's actually a little much. I don't actually like that much. So why don't we go 700 to 800? That would be a little harder to see. Yeah, there you go. That looks a lot better to me. And you can see there's this very slight kind of like effect here in the background. You can almost barely tell that it's actually going on, but it adds a little bit of depth to that button and makes it look really good. And I actually see why I didn't add a font semi-bold to this button when I first made it, by the way. And I think that's just because it's a little much. There's a lot going on. So if I remove that font semi-bold, this is ultimately the finished product. This is what we end up with. And it's a button that kind of draws the eye. You can use this anywhere you want. In my case, I use this very liberally in all my call to actions. I use it right here in my hero header, and I also use it in my nav bar. And I use this on a bunch of projects. So I hope that was helpful, guys. I hope you like the style of that button. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to let me know. But Tailwind's animation library is fantastic, and I'm really happy to have the opportunity to use it in this way. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely rest of the day.